Alright there guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, and today I finally get to talk about Dragon Ball Super Broly. That's right, I finally got to watch it last night, as I went with Shane Rowan, like I did for My Hero Academia 2 Heroes last month. So let's talk about this movie. This movie opens up in the past, when Planet Vegeta still existed. And the beginning is shown as Frieza taking over the force that King Cold had, with Vegeta and Broly now being born on the same day, rather than Goku and Broly like in the original movie in DBZ. So Paragus realizes this, and so does King Vegeta. And King Vegeta exiles Broly away from Planet Vegeta somewhere else, and Paragus follows him. Or no, he doesn't. He does follow him, but not normally. He also gets in a Saiyan pod and tries to find where Broly is. Meanwhile, Bardock is somewhere else off doing a mission, and he has a feeling that Frieza is going to exterminate the Saiyans, just like he did in the original Bardock special. But there was no vision that this was going to happen this time. Bardock wasn't given any powers to see into the future. Bardock just had a feeling this time. We also get to meet Gine, Goku's mother, for the first time in anime form, as Bardock becomes the first Saiyan to send his child away on purpose for their safety, as Bardock sends Goku away to Earth, and we already know what happens after all of that. And Frieza is very menacing in this movie at the beginning. He's very young, but very menacing. One thing there was a popular opinion going around where saying, from the actual directors of the movie themselves, they said that you'll probably cry in the first 30 to 40 minutes. I'm not entirely sure what that means, because I still don't, and I don't now. I've seen the movie and I still don't get what that means. Were they referring to Planet Vegeta's extinction this time, or what? One thing with the original Bardock special and this movie that's similar is Bardock is the only character that shoots a blast at Frieza's supernova trying to push it away. Nobody else helps. It's just Bardock. And seeing Bardock after all these years it gives us a bit of nice nostalgia that he's still as badass as ever, even if he isn't part of the movie for very long. Then, after Frieza destroys Planet Vegeta, Broly is on a planet called Planet Vampa, where he and Paragus have to survive on whatever this yellow gooey stuff is called. I don't think they ever gave us a name for it. It's just what Broly had to survive on. And he met these creatures that basically would eat anything trying to suck out their life force, and Broly learned how to fight and started training by using this thing as a way of as something he could dodge. So at least they've given us a reason how Broly was able to get strong at all, because he trained. Flash forward to present day, and we have Goku and Vegeta sparring, Beerus napping, Whis eating, and Bulma relaxing. until she gets a call from Trunks saying that the six Dragon Balls she had in her lab had been stolen, and it happens to be by people that look like they're from Frieza's army, because they were from Frieza's army. But Frieza thought ahead and decided to use people with very low battle power to stop any like Goku or Vegeta sensing that anyone is even there. And Frieza takes them all, and then they go to the Arctic to get the final Dragon Ball. So Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma and Whis also go looking for it. While Beerus in this movie is given a much more of a back seat in the movie, as he's babysitting Bulla, funnily enough. So yeah, it kind of sucks that Beerus doesn't really have much to do with the movie, but at least he's still in the movie, making it the third Dragon Ball movie in a row that Beerus has been in. After the first two, he's still here. Now, I think it takes quite a while for the fighting to begin, as Broly and Paragus are recruited onto Frieza's ship, and then Broly is met with the orange guy and the green girl. I genuinely don't remember their names. I probably should remember them, because they're actually not completely uninteresting characters. These were the first two people to show like actual care towards Broly, which Paragus had never done. And that collar that Broly has around his neck is a shock collar that Paragus can press a button and shock Broly if he gets out of control. The green girl decides to swipe that off him on Frieza's ship without Paragus even noticing. But it's the confrontation between Goku, Vegeta and Broly when this movie starts hotting up and you're like, oh, it's happening now. Now, Broly was able to obtain a power that no one else in Dragon Ball has ever done. You may think that the Great Ape form has been achieved by many people, and yes, Vegeta has achieved the Great Ape form. Bardock did in the original special, but Broly's tail was cut off by Paragus when he was a Great Ape because it made him go out of control way more than when Gohan turned Great Ape at the very start of DBZ. But for some reason, the strength, the 10 times strength that you get from becoming a Great Ape, Broly still has that ability without actually turning into a Great Ape. So he basically becomes 10 times stronger but keeps his his Saiyan form rather than Great Ape. This movie does Vegeta so proud for once. Vegeta is known as the guy who gets his ass handed to him a lot. But finally, a movie has done Vegeta justice. We got to see Super Saiyan God Vegeta for the first time, the redhead version, and please give us more, because that was really badass. Vegeta is just showing Broly up like Broly's absolutely nothing, but Broly's able to finally get some power up and uses his Great Ape power multiplier ability to handle Vegeta. But before Vegeta turned Super Saiyan God, he turned normal Super Saiyan. But when Vegeta did do that, as he was turning Super Saiyan, for like 1 or 2 seconds, Vegeta's hair turned green, then yellow. So that just begs the question, the theory about Super Saiyan Green that has come out of this movie, maybe it is a possibility, as Vegeta Saiyans have never had green hair when turning Super Saiyan. It's always gone straight to yellow. So that's something we should keep notice on. Now, when Broly finally powers up, he takes a full Super Saiyan God Vegeta punch to the face. And yeah, that's Vegeta realizing this isn't easy anymore, is it? But Goku's getting a bit bored, so he decides to jump in as well, and it plays him jumping in place from the very first trailer this movie ever got. It shows that exact scene that we'd seen nearly a year ago, but finally we got to see it in its full in the movie. So Goku starts fighting Broly as just a normal Super Saiyan. That doesn't go too well for him, so then he decides to go Super Saiyan God. And Goku does something that he's never done before in the way he did it. You know how Frieza has psychokinesis, where he can use his power to freeze someone in place, like Guldo, but Frieza doesn't have to hold his breath when he does it. Basically, Goku did the same thing in his Super Saiyan God transformation. He stopped Broly in place and spoke to him, saying that he doesn't think Broly's a bad guy and Saiyans should get along, which they should. And it's really weird to see Goku in the middle of a fight doing this, because it gives Broly character development. Of course, at the time, Broly is more fueled with rage, and because Paragus no longer has the shock button for Broly's collar that the green girl swiped earlier, there's nothing Paragus can do to control Broly anymore. Nothing. So Goku finally realizes Super Saiyan God is not working against Broly, even though Broly is still in his base form. So Goku resorts to the strongest transformation that he's able to keep for ages, Super Saiyan Blue. But as Goku is turning Super Saiyan Blue, his hair turns green for a few seconds as well. Which begs the question, what, they didn't do this just for show. There's got to be a reason why Goku and Vegeta's hair turns green for a few seconds before turning yellow or blue. Goku finally gets a bit of the upper hand fighting Broly. But if you've ever wondered what is below the Arctic in Dragon Ball, where maybe you've been fighting on one of the Dragon Ball games that has the Arctic and you've been wondering what is underneath it, like what's underneath the ground, it's a volcano apparently. Goku and Broly start fighting around inside of a volcano that's underneath the Arctic, which I never knew that could even be there. And Frieza's thinking, how are we going to get Broly to get stronger? And this is one of the major changes this movie has over the original Broly movie. In the original, Broly is already the legendary Super Saiyan when he picks up the Saiyan pod carrying Paragus and crushes it and killing Paragus. This time, Frieza decides that since he remembers when he killed Krillin in the Frieza saga, that's how Goku became a Super Saiyan for the first time. So Frieza uses that knowledge to his advantage, turns around, shoots a death beam straight through Paragus, killing him. Broly doesn't notice at first that that's happening because he's too busy fighting Goku. So Frieza shouts to Broly that something's happened to Paragus, and that is what awakens Broly's legendary Super Saiyan transformation where even Super Saiyan Blue Goku is struggling to be a match for him. But while Goku is just while Goku was in his Super Saiyan God form, he had, because Broly's screaming was so loud, Piccolo could hear it from the open field area. So he uses telekinesis to talk to Goku, saying that he might have to insert transmission to him if things get bad. So when Vegeta realizes that Goku might actually not be able to beat Broly by himself, so Vegeta joins in his Super Saiyan Blue form. They both start fighting Broly, and Goku's come up with fusion is the only way they can beat him. As they fly away from Broly, they do something that's hilarious. They fly past Frieza and shout at him, "Have fun, Frieza!" as Broly starts kicking Frieza's ass. Like when it had the Goku versus Broly, Vegeta versus Broly, and Frieza versus Broly in the trailer, Frieza's not fighting on Goku's side. Goku managed to force Broly to fight Frieza. So Frieza has to awaken his golden form again, which he does. And even that's not a match for Broly. So while Broly is kicking Frieza's ass, Goku and Vegeta, instant transmission to Piccolo. Goku teaches Vegeta the fusion dance, because remember, Fusion Reborn is not canon, so Vegeta never actually learnt the fusion dance. But Goku and Piccolo teach Vegeta the same way Goku and Piccolo taught Goten and Trunks in the Buu saga of DBZ. And they had to make Fat Gogeta and Skinny Gogeta canon as well. They screw their fusions up the first 2 times, and they finally get it right. And they come up with the name Gogeta on the spot. They come up with 2 other names, but Gogeta is of course the one we stick with. Gogeta returns to fight Broly, turns Super Saiyan, and now suddenly he is a match for Broly. So Frieza slightly can get away with it. Then Gogeta realizes Super Saiyan Blue is what it's going to have to be. We saw Vegito Blue in the Goku Black saga of Super. It's time for Gogeta Blue. And if you remember, in the Battle of Gods arc of Super, when Goku and Beerus punched each other with such force, the two punches collided with such force, if the punches didn't cancel each other out, one of them could destroy the entire universe then and there. So it was necessary that Goku and Beerus' punches were equal and cancel each other out. Broly and Gogeta do the exact same thing, only you know how in probably in movies and other stuff that characters break the fourth wall, but they break the fourth wall figuratively. Yeah, Gogeta and Broly break the fourth wall physically. They physically break the fourth wall. And then they have to break it again to get out of it. That's how hard the punches collided with each other. But one thing this movie does great is obviously the animation. The animation was always going to be the best, because it's the newest movie. You'd expect the animation to be the best here. But during the fights, such as the when Gogeta and Broly are flying around at incredible speed, the camera shot choices the camera shots in that little scene are amazing. It's similar to you remember these shots where in the Battle of Gods movie where Goku and Beerus are flying all around of a city and then go even further, but the camera keeps going. The camera like spins. It goes upside down. It does all that. It does all that in this movie as well, and it looks amazing. One big, really big thing that they put in this movie that really shone was, remember in the Battle of Gods, no, not Battle of Gods, Resurrection F movie, where it shows like a first person view of Frieza, where he's shooting at Vegeta, but you can see it through Frieza's perspective. They do that in this movie as well, where when Broly is wailing on Goku and Vegeta, they use a first person perspective of Broly, which is really cool because that it makes it more personal to us, that we can see exactly what Broly can see. This movie finally makes Broly feel like a real character. The first three movies, the DBZ movies, didn't really make Broly feel like a character. This time, this movie makes Broly actually feel like a character. And the way Vic Monroe has managed to change how Broly sounds from the first three movies to now is really good change. He's managed to capture a different side of Broly for in a good way. So Frieza's reason for going to Earth in the first place is to make a wish with the Dragon Balls. That's why his men swipe them from Bulma's lab. But Frieza's wish happens to be to make himself 5 centimeters taller. Sounds a very stupid wish, but I guess let's make it a comedic wish. Because why not? But no, not Frieza, not Goku, and not Vegeta are the ones that use the Dragon Balls. The orange guy and the green girl that I mentioned before are the ones that use the Dragon Balls. And they wish for Broly to be sent back to Planet Vampa. Which, funnily enough, was just in time for otherwise a super Kamehameha from Gogeta would have probably killed Broly. So in the nick of time they saved Broly, and the two that made the wish leave for Broly's planet. Frieza thinking that he's going to just shoot them down with a death beam. But just like in the Goku versus Frieza fight, where Frieza was going to shoot Gohan, Goku grabs his hand and stops him. Gogeta grabs Frieza's hand and stops him from shooting his death beam this time as well. So this movie was, I don't really know if I should consider it my favourite Dragon Ball movie. It's up there, but I'm not entirely sure yet if it's quite on the level the Battle of Gods was. It could be, yeah, it definitely could be. But this is a great way for Dragon Ball to start in 2019. And with Super probably coming back at some point with a new arc, Dragon Ball has started off 2019 perfectly. There's nothing better Dragon Ball could have done to start off this year. So with Goku being very humane in this movie, Vegeta actually showing not being the character that gets beaten up the whole time, Piccolo only being there to teach the fusion dance, Beerus only being there for babysitting. Whis happen to only be there to showed that he's miles still way stronger than Broly, as he dodged Broly started attacking him, but Whis just kept dodging every attack. This movie, it was amazing, so well done, brilliant animation, the camera shots throughout the fights were great. The fight it was between the main fights of the whole movie were great. And now that Broly has survived, for once in a Dragon Ball movie, of course Beerus was the antagonist of Battle of Gods, and he survived. So for the second time in 3 movies, the antagonist of the movie, the main antagonist, survives. But also Frieza lives, so Frieza is still alive now. As funny enough, there was no fight confrontation between Goku and Vegeta against Frieza. Goku and Vegeta did not fight Frieza once in this movie. It was only Broly. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, talking about Dragon Ball Super Broly. Oh, and one more thing. I watched the dub of the movie, which was surprising. I was expecting the sub, like with My Hero Academia last month, but no, it was the dub. So Sean Schemmel, Christopher Sabat, Monica Rial, Sonny Strait, Ian Sinclair, Jason Douglas, and Vic Monroe. You 7 guys and girl did amazing with your performances in that movie. And it's just, well, it's going to just makes me more excited to see what Super has in store next. So yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, follow me on all my social medias. Until next time guys, catch you later.